But let's take you now to France. It was a big night last night. Emmanuel Macron, the president, clashing with his far-right rival Marine Le Pen over her ties to Russia. It's only days before voters decide which of them will be the country's next leader. It was a crucial debate, and Mr Macron also criticised her economic programme and her plans to ban the Muslim headscarf. Here's Jessica Parker.
Bonsoir et bienvenue à tous pour ce grand débat du...
This TV debate's been a fixture in French presidential elections since 1974.
Bonsoir Marine Le Pen.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir Emmanuel Macron.
Bonsoir.
And these two also have history. When they faced each other 5 years ago, she floundered. Millions were watching to see what would happen this time. I'm in Reims, northern France, and this is the famous cathedral where French kings were traditionally crowned. And as France chooses its next president, we got together a group of voters with a range of political views to see what they made of the big TV debate. First up, the cost of living.
Des dépenses qui m'apparaissent.
Then Macron went on the attack over Le Pen's record on Russia and a 2014 loan to her party.
Est-ce que vous dépendez du pouvoir russe?
You depend on the Russian power. You depend on Mr Putin. You took a loan from a Russian bank. When it comes to Russia, you don't talk to other world leaders. You talk to your banker.
Il sait pertinemment que je suis une
He
femme.
knows perfectly well that I'm a woman who is absolutely and totally free, and that I am a patriot because all my life I have defended France and all French people.
They sparred over the environment, crime, the economy, and France's place in the EU.
L'Europe, c'est pas tout ou rien.
Europe is not all or nothing. I want to stay in the European Union. I want to change it profoundly.
Votre projet, quand on remet...
Your plan, when you piece it together, may not do this in name, but it would take us out of Europe.
They clashed too over Marine Le Pen's plans to ban the Muslim headscarf in public places.
Il faut...
We have to liberate women. We have to fight back against Islamists.
Le principe d'égalité fait que si vous rentrez dans cette logique...
The principle of equality means that if you follow this logic, Madame Le Pen, you will ban all religious symbols from public spaces and not only the hijab. You're going to start a civil war.
Who do you think won?
I think Macron won. I think she was not bad. Like, it was, yeah, obviously better than in 2017.
I hate this man and I will absolutely vote against him.
So you vote for Le Pen?
Yes.
Before the debate, I said that I was undecided, but even now I can't say if I'm going to vote for Macron or for Le Pen.
This was a long debate, nearly 3 hours. France chooses in 3 days. Jessica Parker, BBC News in Reims.
Live to Paris now. Let's join Alexandre Kouchner, who is a French political analyst. Good to see you. It was a gripping debate last night because partly Marine Le Pen was much improved on her last performance. But do you think there was a clear winner?
A clear winner, no. I think it was much more of a stalemate in which both sides can actually claim victory. Overall, Emmanuel Macron seemed more poised and more in control of the topics, but they both had different stakes. Marine Le Pen had to leave the 2017 debate behind and show that she has improved, that she can be presidential. She did improve. Emmanuel Macron had to own his record and try not to repeal as many of the left-leaning voters as he could. And I think he will claim that he has done so.
Mr Macron is ahead in the polls. Can you imagine that people will change their mind after watching the debate last night?
I think the debate won't change much. I think if you came into the debate hating Mr Macron, as we've just heard from one of the people in the reporting, or if you already hate Ms. Le Pen, then you won't change your mind. What is critical here is, first, the turnout. Will people go and vote? Mostly, will Jean-Luc Mélenchon, the far-left leader, people go and vote? And the second thing that is at stake here are the parliamentary elections that are due to take place in 6 weeks after Sunday, and this will be critical because in the French system you can have a president from one side and a prime minister from another. If Emmanuel Macron is elected but does not have a majority in parliament, it will be very hard for him to actually rule.
How much does Mr Macron need those Mélenchon voters, particularly the young urban voters, to actually show up and cast their ballot for him?
They're critical. As we're talking today, the polls give Emmanuel Macron roughly a 7% lead. Keep in mind, the margin of error there is 3%. So this could be a very tight win. He needs urban voters to show up in droves, and he needs the young voters to show up and actually reject Ms. Le Pen's project. The critical point is that those voters feel at a loss and they have no love for Emmanuel Macron's project.
Were there any particular phrases in the debate that you think will resonate? I'm thinking of Marine Le Pen saying, "I want to give the French their money back."
Yes, of course, there was, as in any debates, there were those attacks and those very clear soundbites. Emmanuel Macron had a really harsh one when he accused Marine Le Pen of being almost at the service of Vladimir Putin, while Marine Le Pen called him a climate hypocrite. And also, as you rightfully said, she kept going to the very first topic that comes to French voters' mind, the cost of living and how will they make ends meet. Overall, Emmanuel Macron seemed to be more in control and had more answers. But will that be enough to counter the feelings of loss that Marine Le Pen was evoking? That has yet to be decided.
Alexandra, good to speak to you. It's going to be a very interesting weekend. Thank you.